That's not my thing. I don't want to do that. He's Idris fucking Elba. He's 50. He can do whatever the hell he wants. We're going to talk about Mr. Elba and a long-running, I don't know if it'd be rumor or fan casting or just want or something. He has finally, like in detail, talked about him and James Bond. If you didn't know, people for quite a while have been saying, and I don't know if these comments come from one of the main producers of James Bond said at some point in time they weren't opposed to James Bond being played by someone who wasn't a white guy. They did say that they want the character to be male. That is one thing that even this woman who, I can't remember her name, I don't have it in front of me, but she said, we want James Bond to be decidedly male, but we're not opposed to him being played by an African-American, or African. Idris Elba's not African-American, he's British, so you can't really call him a black guy. Okay, it's not calling me a white guy, I'm not offended, people just, let's be a little bit looser here. But they're not opposed to him being played by someone who's not a white guy. And people have been clamoring for Idris Elba to be that. Now, me, myself, personally, I like James Bond. I used to love James Bond. But I can see it because I really like Idris Elba. And as long as they're not just doing like the Superman route where, hey, we're just going to make black James Bond, now let's write a script. If they just have a script and they say, hey, this guy would be good for it and he happens to be a black guy, fine. I mean, I just wanted to make a good movie, and then cast the right person. I think Idris Elba could be a really good James Bond. I really like Idris Elba. He's British.
Too old, man. Yeah,
well,
he's like 50 years old now. Like,
well, wasn't Pierce Brosnan like 50?
Well, but Pierce Brosnan was in an era of like. No, I guess that's true. I still don't want Idris Elba. It's not that I don't like Idris Elba, but I'm like, why don't they find somebody that? This is what I like about Doctor Who casting. They find people that aren't Idris Elba or Henry Cavill, or find somebody different. Find somebody who you think could be cool as a, that you aren't expecting. That's why Daniel Craig was so good as James Bond, even though like 3 of his films sucked. It was such a uncharacteristic casting choice.
Well,
blonde and blue eyes,
they might not have a choice. As far as Idris Elba goes. People have been saying this rumor or fan casting. It's been rumors and fan casting for a long time that Idris Elba, the next James Bond, he's going to be James Bond. He should be James Bond. We want him to be James Bond. Well, Idris Elba says, I'm not your guy. He said, I ain't the one.
Too busy fighting lions and tigers and bears, oh my.
Yeah, oh my, he's busy. In South Africa fighting a big-ass tiger with his fake daughter. Elba said of playing 007, it is not a goal for my career. I don't think that, playing Bond will satisfy some of my personal goals. It will definitely satisfy the will of a nation. I'm not going to lie. Every corner of the world I go, and I'm talking about different cultures, they always go Bond. And I feel it is beyond me at this junction. It's beyond me. It's not a question of should I, do I, will I. It is what the will of the nation dictates sometimes. So he had some other things to say, talking about, how people, it's become, they've been saying this so long that it's almost like people just say it at this point and all this, and people are saying they want him to be the first black Bond, black Bond, black Bond, black Bond. He said something really prolific, I thought. And by the way, he is saying, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to be James Bond. Watch, Saturday, Idris Elba is now James Bond. But from what he's saying, no, I'm not doing it. It's not, I appreciate people's fan casting and people wanting me to be there, but I ain't doing it. He went on to say, and he was on a show with, I think it was a podcast or a talk show with some other people, and he presented a question to them. He said, let me throw a question out at you guys. If you are of the argument or of the agreement that you think that I should play it, can you ask yourselves why and really answer why you think I should play it? There's an allure to the idea of me being the first black man to play the character. And where he's pretty much saying is, I don't want to be the first black James Bond. If I was going to do it, I would just want to be James Bond. He's saying he doesn't want it. I think he's pretty much saying is that what I took from his comments, because he had a few other things he delved into a little bit more with that, but that's the basic gist of it, is if I was going to do this, I'm not wanting to do it because of my skin color. I'm wanting to do it because I'm the right actor. I want to be just James Bond, not Black Bond, or Black James Bond. I just want to be James Bond, and I respect that. I mean, he is a British actor, so being James Bond, I can't speak for all British people or British actors. I feel like that is kind of a a white whale to a degree. That's a big one, And for so many people be saying they want him to do it, it sounds like the guy just doesn't want that. Period. But also, I get where he's coming from.
Yeah. Like if he were like 20 years younger, sure, he probably would consider it. But now he's like, I'm an actor who's done a lot of good stuff like Luther and that Harder They Fall, and just the guy's a prolific actor.
Luther was so good. By the way.
Yeah. I don't want Idris Elba's Bond. I don't know. Or Richard Madden.
He's not gonna do it. But
No, I know.
I was always like, I mean, if he was, okay, great. But I'm not like, oh, it's gotta be him. But I get why he's on multiple levels why he doesn't want to. And one of those things is I don't want to do it just to be. I want to be Bond. If I was going to do it, I'd want to be Bond, not Black James Bond.
Yeah.
I just want to be James Bond. And I think that's really respectable.
Yeah, look what happened when we saw John Krasinski as Reed Richards. It was awful. Everybody wanted that for fucking years. Yeah.
It's probably why one of the reasons he's not coming back to do it. Well, supposedly he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, for those of you, I guess, fairly short thing. I think that's. I don't think this is going to put an end to it. I think some people are still going to be like, oh, he's just deflecting. He's just deflecting until they cast somebody else in the role. I think that people are going to continue to say it, but maybe it'll quell some of it, and people will let up on the Idris Elba as the next James Bond whole thing. But I do think it's really admirable of him saying, one of his reasons, at least, for not wanting to do it. And it sounds like one of them is just, I don't want to fucking do it. It's not that's not my thing. I don't want to do that. And that's cool, too. Hell, he's Idris fucking Elba. He's 50. I think he just turned 50, by the way, like in the past couple of days. So, I mean, he do whatever the hell he wants. He don't want to be James Bond, he ain't going to be James Bond. He should be a James Bond villain, maybe. I don't know.
I think he already did that in Hobbs and Shaw or whatever, so...
Oh, there's Black Superman in that. I think he even said it in the movie.
Yeah, that's it.
But, well, let us know in the comments below if you were looking forward to Idris Elba being James Bond. If you still think he may be James Bond, if this is all a ruse, a clever attempt to trick us. Or if, who do you think should be the next James Bond? Do you care what said James Bond's skin pigmentation is? Or you just want a good James Bond movie? Me, myself, personally, I want a good James Bond movie. I don't care if they have Indian James Bond. Asian James Bond.
Dude, I need an Indian James Bond movie right now. If they can do Superman and
I guarantee
Michael Jackson's Thriller, yeah, it'd be
there's a
do it in the flavor of
Indian James Bond movie out there.
Do it in the flavor of RRR. James Bond RRR.
Oh, it probably already exists. I guarantee it exists, and it is fucking awesome. I guarantee it. Yeah. It's out there, but let us know what you guys think. If you want this, if you don't, and what you think of that in the comments below.